Hey guys, Marsingan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the 9th anniversary on Global so far. I know there's been, a typical Dokkan celebration type format where loads of stuff came out right at the beginning, and we've had a couple of things drop here and there since the start of the anniversary. But it's been a bit quiet for a couple of days, but we're going to start getting some more stuff coming out very soon. So I just wanted to make this video to go over very quickly all of the stuff that is still coming in part 1. So this stuff will all be coming out within the next week or so on the global version of the game. Now, for some reason, I only noticed when I started bringing up all of these pages, it seems like they're releasing at least one particular thing in a different order to the way they released everything on JP, because this is being recorded on Saturday the 13th, and if you go into your own game right now, you can see, if you go into the news and look at the actual anniversary celebration info, where it shows you the breakdown of all of the events and when they come out and everything, you can scroll down, you can see all the stuff that we've already gotten here so far. We've gone past getting the boss rush, which was a little bit after the banners. We got the anniversary special battlefield, which came out on Wednesday. And then if you keep scrolling down, you get to the final thing that is actually in the news in terms of event that is upcoming, which is the Memorable Battles Movie Edition. And that is scheduled to be coming out on Monday morning or late Sunday evening if you are in the Pacific US. So that is actually this event here. The thumbnail gets updated in part 2 once the Beast Gohan and the Gammas come out. But you can see on JP as part of the anniversary, the Broly Trio EZA actually came out 3 days before that, which would have been yesterday if we were going by the exact time of these events, right? So we're not sure exactly when the Broly Trio EZA is going to drop. Based on, I think actually the Memorial Battles event is coming out early. Because if we switch back to the beginning part of January with the anniversary, the banners came out on the 29th of January, and then the Broly EZA or Broly Trio EZA came out on the 5th of February, so it was like 7 days later. And the banners came out last Tuesday, so 7 days later would take us to the day after this Memorial Battles thing in the news. So I imagine we will probably get a news update actually on either Sunday or Monday morning. But the interesting thing is then this special battle thing here came out, now it's going to be 10 days after the banners, whereas on Global it's coming out like 6 days after the banners. So I'm not really sure why they've changed that, but the Memorable Battles thing is coming out slightly ahead of schedule, and then the Broly Trio EZA will be coming out a little bit after that. So this is the event that's coming out on Monday. Like I say, Monday morning for me, late in the evening on Sunday, or very early hours of Monday morning if you're in certain time zones in the US. This is the event that they've added in. The battles are not as hard as like the final battles of the Blue Zone, but this is kind of like that anniversary special battle thing. This actually allows you to get the unique skill orbs for the Carnival LRs. So you can see when it releases, there will be 4 stages, but when it releases, we will only get stage 1 and 2, which stage 1 versus Broly and stage 2 versus Gogeta. You start off fighting Wrathful Broly, go into Super Saiyan Broly, Full Power Broly, and then the Broly Trio are actually the final boss, who are not only immune to all status effects, but also disable dodge in the final phase. So that's something to be aware of. And the Full Power Broly can lower your defense and can launch 2 supers within the same turn. So obviously the event's not super easy, but as far as I'm aware from what people on JP were saying when the anniversary was coming to a close, it's the end fights of the Blue Zone that are the toughest. But you can still get caught out here, especially with the disabling dodge in the final phase. And then versus Gogeta, the first phase is the gods, and then their blue form, and then Super Saiyan Gogeta, and then Blue Gogeta. Blue Gogeta doesn't appear to have any real special effects other than lowering your defense on Super. The Super Saiyan Gogeta raises attack and defense on Super and can super attack twice. So depending on their stats, I'll do a more detailed video about these and then obviously do the stages when they come out. But yeah, we get the first 2 stages, and if we scroll down here, you can see no continues, only 1 support item and 1 support memory, and then by doing the missions on stage 2, you're able to get specific skill orbs for Gogeta, and then by doing the missions on stage 3 when it comes out, you'll be able to get skill orbs for the Gammas. So you can see here the missions, clear stage 1 once to get some stones, clear stage without using items to get some stones, and then with all 5 types, so AGL, Tech, Physical, Int, STR, etc. Then we've got the clear stage 2, just once without support items and with all 5 types, and you can see there you get the support, the skill orbs that'll be specifically for Gogeta. It looks like the missions are actually literally all the same for all 4 stages, so these are going to be very useful if you did pull Gogeta. I know some people have already gone ahead and given him basic EX skill orbs because those can be replaced. But yeah, these give you some very decent ones, including the level 8 defense, which is not a usual orb you can get, right? Just from like the Whis event or something. So that is definitely very, very good. So then we will actually get the EZAs. I think, like I say, it's going to be literally the next day, if not the Wednesday at the latest. We will get the Broly Trio EZA. I will do a team building guide for that. Typical LR EZA, so 30 stages. We're going to get 10 stages. We'll get 33 stones out of this in total. And then we'll have the Broly Trio EZA'd. This is something that I am really looking forward to because they are a huge buff to the Super Bosses team, which for me, having not pulled Int Gold and Frieza, I still need that like one final really good unit on the build. So very much looking forward to these guys getting their EZAs. And then we also get the sub EZAs for Broly and Paragus and Bardock and Gine going live. These, the medals can be pre-farmed because all EZAs are available during the anniversary. Bardock and Gine EZA with medals from the Masked Saiyan EZA, and then Broly and Paragus EZA with medals from the AGL Broly EZA. So if you find yourself with nothing to do over this couple of days now while we're waiting for these other events to come out, you can pre-farm these medals. You have to go into the EZA stage and replay the earlier stages to get the specific medals. It's 12 bronze, 20 silver, 12 gold and 12 rainbow for each. You have to replay the stages. It does cost stamina, unfortunately, but if you've got nothing else to do in the game with your stamina at the moment anyway, good to get these pre-farmed. And then as soon as the EZAs go live, you're able to just EZA the characters straight away. Bardock and Gine can definitely be very good in the right situations. Broly and Paragus can be as well, just unfortunately they're on very few teams, but obviously I will do showcases for these guys once their EZAs actually do come out. So then you can see here we wait a few more days after, although this is all turned around right in terms of dates as we've already said, but we'll get the Memorable Battles event, then we'll get the EZAs, then a couple days later we'll get the updates to all of these story events. So you can see we're going to get the Awakening for the Frieza. So he awakens into a TUR. He does not get his EZA yet though, so unfortunately he's still not going to be at his full potential. Still, you know, not a unit that you're necessarily going to be taking into difficult events, but he does at least get his TUR Awakening, and then Beerus gets his LR Awakening. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you get a second copy of the Beerus farmed up to SA 10, so then you can awaken them both into an LR, feed the spare one into your main one that you've opened all the paths and rainbowed and everything, so you can get them to SA 20. Because remember, all the free-to-play units, we were talking about this on the podcast last night, but you have to farm and level up all the free-to-play units as part of the missions to get the tickets that let you do the 77 unit summon at the end of the anniversary, right? Those missions are spread out across the anniversary, but they do include farming up all of the free-to-play characters. So don't put that off right until the end unless you want tons of stuff to do, like the day that summon becomes available, and then you realize you've still got tons of stuff you need to go and like farm to be able to do that free summon. So make sure you get on those and have those ready to go. Those all come out around the same time. We also get the Extreme Z battle for the physical Blue Kaioken Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta. These are another one that people have been really looking forward to, myself included. These guys post EZA are absolutely incredible. If you're still struggling with beating the Red Zone Kid Buu, these guys are insane against him, right? They got type advantage, they do multiple supers per turn, they greatly lower attack on their 18 key and then lower attack on their 12 key, and like I say, they can do multiple super attacks per turn. These guys are very, very good for the Kid Buu stage. They're obviously on a bunch of teams, you know, obviously they're on things like Realm of Gods and Power Beyond Super Saiyan, but obviously they are a superheroes character. They're in tournament participants and all the Tournament of Power teams. They're on Bond of Parent and Child, Kamehameha, like full power. So these guys are on tons of really good teams. So very much looking forward to getting this EZA. And then I think we do get at the same time Yeah, we get their EZA and the login Gogeta EZA. So this is the free login Gogeta that everybody should have. By now you will have been able to do enough of the missions to have him Rainbow and SA10. Obviously he is just a free gift card. He's not anything super crazy powerful or anything like that, but he certainly can be a fun addition to free-to-play teams. And remember, like, there always are events and things like the support memory stage and stuff like that where you're restricted to using free-to-play characters. And in terms of free-to-play characters, he is pretty good, so definitely worth having him done as well. And then the other thing I actually didn't open up here, we've got the blue zone, which of course has the... I always forget what the actual global name is for it, so I'm just going to keep calling it the blue zone at this point, because the translation originally, right, was the ultimate battle spectacle. Everybody wanted to call it the blue zone because it's the opposite equivalent of the red zone. But yeah, we've already got the stages: Super Saiyan God Goku, God Vegeta, and or God Blue Vegeta, and then the Blue Kaioken Goku. New stages will get added as well. We have the Super Saiyan Trunks, which goes up to the full Sword of Hope. Then there's Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. I don't actually know. I think, do we get, is it all the final stages now, or is there a bit later where more of these get added? Yeah, more of these get added in part 2. So I think it's only 2 new stages. I think it's Trunks and then Vegeta. Maybe Ultra Instinct. I know the last ones get added near the end, but at least Trunks and Vegeta will be added in. Trunks can hit incredibly hard, can seal you, can super attack twice in the same turn, and can lock your units in place. So this is probably the first fight. I know some people had some issues with the Kaioken Goku, but once you start attack lowering him and everything, it's not so bad. But this is one of the first fights where he really can start to have some problems, right? Locking you in place, sealing you, supering twice, like, can be an absolute nightmare. And then the final phase can stun you as well. And then the Blue Evolution Vegeta, his first phase can stun you. And then in the second phase, he lowers the target's defense by 80%, which means any characters that are relying on raw defense, even if you've got, like, you know, over 1 million defense, if you're relying on raw defense and don't have damage reduction or anything like that, this super attack can still hit incredibly hard. So a couple of new stages for that being added as well. So still a whole bunch of stuff coming in part 2. You can see here from basically when the EZAs came out to when these last EZAs and these extra stages came out, that was only the space of like another 6 days. And we already know in the news that the first one of these things that we are getting is coming out on Monday. So essentially, by the end of next week, most of this stuff should already be in the game. We should get an update on Monday, whether it's just with a data download or with an actual news update in the game, or probably both, to be fair. We will get specific dates and times for these things. And obviously I'll do guides for the Extreme Z battles and all that stuff like I normally do, so keep an eye out for all of that stuff as well. So let me know down below in the comment section, out of all the things that we've covered in the video, what is the thing that you are most looking forward to in this last part of part 1, before we then obviously move into part 2. Here you can see when these EZAs and stuff come out, we then have, it was like 5 days until the part 2 banners came out. So the part 2 stuff realistically at this point is less than 2 weeks away. So let me know what you're most looking forward to from the remainder of part 1. I think for me it's probably either the Broly Trio EZA or the Blue Boys EZA. I think until we get Beast and get the upgraded version of the superheroes team though, the Blue Boys aren't going to be as useful on some of the teams I like to run personally. So for me it probably is the Broly Trio. But let me know what it is for you, what you're most looking forward to from the remainder of the content coming out in part 1. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.